Welcome in to today's webinar. My name is Hannah Spahn, and I'm the Client Experience Specialist here at Harris Federal Law Firm. I'm really excited about today's webinar as it covers some really important information for those of you interested in federal disability retirement. Today, we're talking about the different payments you will receive while on federal disability retirement. We're going to dive into all of the details of the different payments, and we want you to be confident in your benefits and in your future after this webinar. On today's webinar, I've got with me Kylie Adams, a disability consultant, and Kaylee Conrad, a senior disability case manager. Before we get started, make sure you find the chat box on your screen. We have people here live answering your questions as they come in, so get your questions in and we'll answer them as soon as possible. Now, a quick disclaimer before we get started. This webinar is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. This presentation is not establishing an attorney-client relationship and only serves as general educational purposes. Now, getting into today's webinar, Understanding Disability Retirement Payments, let's get started. Kylie and Kaylee.
Hi guys, I'm Kylie. I'm a disability consultant here at Harris Federal. If you've had a consultation with us before, I may have been the person you spoke with on the phone. I am here with Kaylee.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm one of our senior federal disability case managers. So you may have worked with me potentially to get your initial application submitted. So today we're going to be talking about federal disability retirement payments, specifically what is disability retirement and what happens after approval. We're going to go over the interim pay and back pay.
So let's just start by understanding what federal disability retirement is. This is an early retirement option for any federal employee who pays into the FERS Federal Employee Retirement System that's struggling to do their job due to a medical condition. That could happen on the job or outside of work. This benefit is a good retirement option and you're able to keep it until you're age 62.
Some highlights of disability retirement include a monthly annuity payment, credible years of service, working in the private sector, and health and life insurance.
Federal disability retirement is based on your high 3 average. So your high 3 average is the highest 36 consecutive months of your basic pay. The first year that you're approved for disability retirement, you're going to receive 60% of your high 3. In the years following, you're going to receive 40% of your high 3 until you're age 62. Do keep in mind that this annuity is taxable income.
So every year on disability retirement, it will count towards an earned credible year of service in the federal government. These years accumulated will be added to your pre-existing credible years of service at age 62. So this is very important when you're considering what your retirement pension will look like at 62.
Once you're approved for federal disability retirement, you are able to work in the private sector. An approved federal disability retirement application proves that you have an occupational disability, not necessarily a total disability. You are able to earn up to 80% of your most previous salary within the federal government. These earnings are on top of your disability retirement payments. Many of our clients do go on to pursue other types of employment once they are approved for federal disability retirement. You could be a delivery driver, an office assistant, a teacher, an attorney, a writer, whatever works for you.
It's also important to note that you are able to maintain your health and life insurance with the federal government while earning the disability retirement. There are some qualifications that are specific for this, but it is an option for you to continue that coverage.
So now we'll talk a little bit about what happens once you are approved. After you're approved for federal disability retirement, if you're still employed, you can inform your agency of your approval. But more than likely, the OPM has already notified them of this. It's important to remember that your agency will typically move to separate you by the next pay period after an approval.
It's also important to remember that if they aren't to separate you within the next pay period, you will want to separate pretty quickly from your agency. Otherwise, that could interfere with your benefits. And regarding interim pay, this is what OPM will begin to pay you once they receive your file from your agency and have approved your application. The timeline to receive your first interim payment can vary based on OPM's backlog, but interim payments are generally around 80% of what they believe your expected annuity payments will be. And sometimes that can be a bit more, it can be a bit less. They just want to make sure they avoid any overpayment in the future.
Interim status can last up to 4 to 6 months. Once it is finalized, OPM will pay the difference of the lower interim payments that you've been receiving. Typically, it's going to be about 80% of what your annuity would be.
So if you have been out of work or on leave without pay for an extended period of time, you could be eligible for back pay. Your first interim payment should include back pay from your last date of pay from the agency, and this can come in a lump sum or potentially multiple payments. Your back pay will be at your interim pay rate, so around the 80% that we mentioned before, but it is possible to receive an overpayment from OPM.
Speaking of back pay, do be aware of a reset. Back pay is paid from your last date of pay to provide you with the money that you would have received during that time. It is so important to keep in mind that if you've been out of work due to your disabling condition, attending any paid meeting with your agency will reset your last date of pay. We want to make sure that you get that back pay that you're entitled to, so do keep in mind of any payments that you may receive from your agency during your extended leave without pay.
So once your annuity is all set, the OPM will send you a detailed retirement booklet. They'll make sure you get the full amount you're due in addition to the 80% payments you've been receiving temporarily. So remember that your annuity payments are paid at 60% of your high 3 average for the first year and 40% of that high 3 average until age 62.
So moving on to OPM processing time, typically we're looking at around an 8 to 12 month time frame to receive an initial decision for the application. Then we factor in about 5 months for finalization. During this process, we highly encourage you to not reach out to the OPM as it may impact your case negatively. Now, the OPM has been working on their backlogs, so we do expect these dates, the time frame of 8 to 12 months, to fluctuate.
So we went over a lot of information today, but it is important to be aware of the payments you'll be receiving on disability retirement in order to properly plan for your future. Back pay, interim pay, and your annuity payments will work together to provide you with a secure income on this benefit.
This is a really important benefit. We're here to help throughout this entire process. We don't want you to risk your future or your family's future over a misunderstanding. We have a very experienced legal team, and we're on your side, and we are here to take the burden off of your shoulders. And we're confident that we can get your claim approved.
We have helped over 8,000 federal employees to receive their benefits, and as Kylie said, we're happy to help, and we're on your side. So we're here to answer any questions that you have. We are keeping the chat open for a few more minutes, so send in any questions that you have. We also do free consultations, so if you have any specific questions, definitely give our office a call, and we are happy to discuss your potential case with you.
Thank you guys for being here today. If you feel like you may have a claim for disability retirement, please give our office a call, and I look forward to potentially speaking with you.
Happy to be here and glad to share some of this really important information with you guys. Back to you, Hannah.
Thank you again for joining in on this webinar today. I know this was a lot of information, but we have a ton of resources that you can access on our YouTube channel and on our website to help simplify these benefits a little bit more. The chat is going to be staying open for about 10 more minutes so that we can answer all of your questions. But if we don't get to any of your questions today, please give our office a call to schedule a free consultation. We have consultation specialists who are here, ready, and excited to talk to you about all of your benefits. We host these webinars twice a month, so be sure to check out the schedule on our website and watch any of our previous webinars on our YouTube channel. Thank you again for joining us today. We hope to see you next time.